Writing this way is killing your email sales. If you have ran ads before and you have a lot of people in your email list, when you write like this, not only are people going to just roll their eyes at you, not opening any of your future emails, or even worse, you'll get blocked or reported as spam. Hi, my name is Raden. I am a direct response copywriter for people with high ticket offers. The traditional way of writing newsletters is really outdated, and all it does is make people roll their eyes on you. Whenever business owners start a newsletter, they think that, oh, I need to start a magazine. Now, what that entails is the magazine is going to be really lengthy, it's going to be high commitment, and it's going to have ads. There's going to be a lot of pictures, a lot of links to click on, unless of course you're publishing like a quarterly newsletter, in which case there's very little hope for you to get a lot of sales because the frequency is just not enough. People are just simply going to forget about your offer, and probably you as well if they don't follow you on social media. You want to use the newsletter as part of your funnel to sell your offer. So what I'm seeing a lot of people do that makes people roll their eyes, the newsletter, this is people rolling their eyes. It's like, oh gosh, not this again. Is number one, they write very lengthy newsletters. They write newsletters that takes 10 minutes to read. Now, I'm not saying writing a lot is not good for you. If you write a lot, more power to you, because writing is really good. The more content you have, the more things you can talk about, the more ideas you can derivate and generate on your old lessons and your old insights. But you have to cut it at some point. The second thing people do is not space their sentences. Now, what this means is that their emails look like book paragraphs, which is really intimidating for people who don't usually read. Take a look at social media posts. The reason why social media works is because everything needs to be easy, and you have to think like a user interface designer. You have to make it easy for people to consume so that the effort and barrier to entry to consume your content is really low and it's really easy. You want it to be so easy for people to go down your newsletter. If you have adequate spacing like this, then it will be not so daunting to read. However, when I see people publish their newsletters, this is the spacing that I'm talking about. That is going to make people roll their eyes out of your newsletter. It's highly likely that they're never going to open your newsletter again, which is not what we want. And finally, too many links. Too many call to actions. It's just going to make people's decisions really separated, and you could be giving your audience decision paralysis, which means they don't even decide and they just skip over to the next activity or the next email or the next task they have. So those are the three main points. That's actually a lot, but I'm just going to cover the big foundations today because this is really important. So how do you solve these issues? Well, it's actually pretty easy. There's actually 3 easy rules corresponding to these mistakes that people keep doing, which will increase your sales. And if you just follow these rules, then you'll be in the safe zone. The first mistake was that a lot of people write lengthy emails. You want to keep it short. And think about the time where you usually open emails. It is in the morning. You have no time. You have a lot of obligations to get to, a mountain of work. So you want your emails to be very low commitment as possible. 2, the mistake is there's not enough spacing. The paragraphs look intimidating to read. People roll their eyes on you. So what do? You make it easy for people to read, and you space out your sentences. A lot of people risk giving their audience decision paralysis. It's really bad for sales. You don't want to confuse your audience. So what do? Give them one clear button. It's less confusing, it's very specific, and the more specific you make the button, this is a bonus tip. Where do you click? Which page am I going to? And what's in it for me if I click this button? If you describe everything in that one single sentence, in that one single underlined sentence, it actually increases your click-throughs. And I'll give you like an analogy, right? The inbox is like a dinner party, and you are the guest. So it's already an intimate setting, the inbox. It's somebody else's secured place where they get messages privately. They sign up for your newsletter and they're inviting you in. So you have to be a really good guest. You have to not talk so much. Imagine just somebody super obnoxious. They're very intrusive. They keep butting into conversations uninvited. They take all your time. They take all your food. They take your sanity, etc., etc. If you are going to a dinner party and you want to be a good guest, you gotta be cool. You gotta not be weird. It's a short commitment. You want to space out your interactions and make it easy for people to like you. And you gotta be a really clear individual. You don't want to confuse people, and you don't want to be the guy that goes to another person's dinner party just to sell to their guests. You cannot do that. You just gotta be cool, man. And so if you follow these rules, you'll not only stop the eye rolls and the unsubscribes and the reporting to spam, you'll actually have people starting to like you because you position yourself as the interesting and cool person that people can get insights from. And even though they don't invite you every single time, they're always happy that you're there because you're a valued member at the dinner party. And you're always welcome in their inbox, in their dinner party, to share your stories, your lessons, because you're an interesting and cool person. And that inevitably will increase your sales instead of killing them. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps for you. I hope the dinner party analogy makes sense. If you want to increase your email sales, I've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you. I have a content calendar with 20 topics for a daily email campaign, including the proper way to pitch so that you can sell to your audience without them rolling their eyes at you. The Google Doc is in the description below. I hope it helps, and I hope you make a lot more sales through email.